game just feels like I think its content is always going to be top tier, and they're always going to do amazing with it. It's just the game itself is, and the balance of the game are the biggest downfalls of it.
It's an absolutely ludicrous statement because they never understood what made Overwatch 1 fun. And what made tanking in Overwatch different when it wasn't double shield, when it wasn't insane tanks in the backline of Bathroom Break.
Counterpicking is so ridiculously bad in this game. It's to the degree where there are so many clips of people literally sitting in spawn in pro play and ranked alike, just waiting and swapping to counterpick the other tank.
This is not exactly the video I want to make, but it's one that realistically has to be made. I'm done with Overwatch.
Because I'm tired of Overwatch.
And it's really frustrating because as a player, I want the game to succeed, right? I love this game. I want to play it competitively.
I was basically addicted to
And I just
it. Become a game that I absolutely despise to
I feel
end.
like there just needs to be a team of people
Be real for a second. Why do you play Overwatch 2? Do you find the game fun? Do you like the heroes? Is it the low entry skill floor making it easy to pick up the game combined with the limitless skill ceiling rewarding your improvement? Or is it addiction? People like to use the phrase, "you're just burnt out," but that couldn't be further from the truth. Let me show you what being burnt out looks like. April 2020, Echo is released. It's Blizzard's last major update to Overwatch. The game becomes a wasteland with a massive player base drop, only hosting the most faithful or addicted Overwatch fans alone in the dark for 2 years. The game practically had no reason for non-Overwatch content creators to stick around, and even the content creators struggled to find the will to continue playing this game. With that being said, it took about 1 out of the 2 years for me to fully burn out from Overwatch. And it did suck not wanting to play my absolute favorite game, but there was a silver lining. From my burnout with Overwatch, I found new games and spent hundreds of hours playing them. Me and my Overwatch duo got really into Monster Hunter World and spent hours in that game. I discovered how truly great the entire Like a Dragon franchise is, and I got obsessed with Risk of Rain 2, all because I got burnt out from Overwatch. But this is the important part. I never hated Overwatch. Yes, I got angry playing the game like everyone else did, but I never genuinely gave up on Overwatch because I had faith in this all-saving sequel of a game that's going to come out at some point. So that is burnout. And now you might be thinking, what is everyone feeling with Overwatch 2 if not burnout? Here's the answer, and I'll make it real simple. Overwatch was true burnout. Overwatch 2 is true disappointment. Little known fact, Overwatch 2 was actually going to be more than a shop update. Gather around everyone, now it's getting interesting.
Overwatch.
Overwatch is the biggest game in the world, and it has the most powerful grip on all of gaming ever. Smooth, polished mechanics, speed, and gameplay. Just by its very nature, it shouldn't have worked, but it did. And at the very center of it all, there was the lifeblood of the game. The heroes. The lucky few getting pristine, quality animated cinematics. Each Overwatch player would hope that their main would get one. And on top of that, each and every hero will hold and carry out unique conversations. So when you combine all that with iconic and perfect voice acting, it should be no surprise that fans of Overwatch would want more story content. Over the years, 3 story PvE missions are added as a part of the Archives event, and to no one's surprise, everyone loved it. But there was a very important piece of constructive criticism that would be echoed throughout the community. It needs more replayability. The next step is simple. 2019, Overwatch 2 is announced. Not only will it have an entire story mode like fans begged for, but it will also have highly replayable missions taking place on all of the multiplayer maps, with the ability to level up and upgrade your hero. Overwatch 2 was on course to hit its destination, the top, just like its predecessor. We will be going dark for a while. When the Overwatch community heard that quote, we all thought the same thing. It'll be worth it. – 2022, the Overwatch 2 beta, but it wasn't the big bang we expected. Not only did we find out that the PvE will be released separately at a different time than the Overwatch 2 PvP, but that the multiplayer will be going from 6v6 to 5v5. After the beta ended, the community was obviously divided. The general consensus was 5v5, maybe with enough work, could be fun. But hey, even if 5v5 doesn't work, we can still look forward to the PvE, the sole reason for a sequel. It's gone. The highly replayable missions, scrapped. But the main story will continue. Not as a campaign, but something similar to the Archives event. The Invasion update. Overwatch 2 had its first PvE story mission. The worst part? It had all the same criticisms. No replayability. The Invasion update came out a year ago now, with no sign of more PvE to come. 2 years of being left alone in the dark for no PvE, and a more than controversial change to PvP. This is truly a disappointment. You know that's not why I started to give up on Overwatch 2, right? I still had faith after all that. Do you know why? They made one last promise. A very respectable and honest promise. After announcing the cancellation of PvE, they promised one thing. That they will now focus and put all their energy into the PvP and make it the best experience it can be. It's been 1 year since that promise, and the community is at a tipping point. So many are ready to jump ship and play a different game. Monster Hunter Wilds has been announced and getting hyped up. I'm setting up time to play the new Like a Dragon game, Infinite Wealth, and the Risk of Rain 2 DLC is around the corner. That's why I'm starting to give up on Overwatch 2, because after all those broken promises, I have no reason to stick around. Especially with all these new options. Yes, I'll still play Overwatch 2 sometimes, but the numbers don't lie. I play less and less every new season. And one day, I will give up on Overwatch 2. Because it's not the game it should have been. Overwatch 2 has value. It has the future. It has a new player base, and it has new, young, bright-eyed developers, and those developers are keen to make mistakes and grow from them. Overwatch 2 may have lost its value to me, but so many still love this game, as a fan, content creator, or developer. It's not my responsibility to have faith in this game anymore. It's yours.